All right, guys, let's do this. What up? It's JoJo on the radio. This is the iHeartRadio Countdown. Rosa Linn, first of all, pleasure to meet you. How you doing?
I'm doing very, very great. Thanks for having me here.
Of course, it's safe to say your life over the last, year, whatever, has just gone crazy, right?
It is crazy. It just absolutely changed.
Absolutely. Enjoying so far?
I am enjoying. It's very tiring, but I'm enjoying it.
Rosa, Snap was basically introduced to the world pretty much by Eurovision, the Eurovision Song Contest.
Correct.
And I've had several people in, who did the song contest, Eurovision and whatnot. Explain to me the show, just so I know, because I realized when I was doing kind of prepping for you, I've never asked anyone what is the show, although I've seen videos. What the heck is it?
Eurovision is a magical world. It's a song contest in Europe. Also, they have Australia joined. They joined like 2-3 years ago. Artists from all over Europe get selected to represent their country on the contest. They are singing their original songs written for Eurovision, previously not released. And you get, if you're selected to represent your country, you get to sing for semifinals. And if you pass semifinals, you're doing the grand final. And Eurovision is watched by 200 million people.
Jesus.
Yes.
Good God.
The grand final, you also have the big arena full of people, but also it's going live. Everything is live. And you just get 3 minutes to present your country, your song.
This is craziness. It's like the Super Bowl.
Yes. I think it's bigger.
Wow.
Sorry, but I think it's bigger.
It might be. And I assume you had to win some sort of a show contest just to represent Armenia, right?
Yeah, every country is different. Some of the delegations they are choosing internally. That's how I got selected. And then some countries have, like for example, Sweden has Melody Festival, and they're doing pretty much like as they're doing a show as big as like Eurovision, I think, and then they choose their artists. Or like Italy, they have Sanremo, and the winner goes to Eurovision. But some countries choose like internally. This
is nuts. I mean, to be what's it like? And maybe I have more questions on this later on, but to be on stage in this stadium setting, you're a brand new artist, stadium. Not to mention these 200 million plus whatever people listening or watching around the world. I mean, your heart must be pounding out of your chest, right?
I when I remember the minutes before my performance, before I had to get on stage, my heart didn't move. It just stopped for 20 seconds. And the craziest thing is that like on backstage, while you were waiting to get on stage, like you have like 5 people with you being like, are you okay? Are you good? We have like 30 seconds and then we have 20 seconds, and you see the countdown on the floor. It's like huge, and you can see like 10, 9,
oh God,
8, and then your instrumental starts, and you're like, oh my God. So the 10 seconds right before the song, my heart was jumping out. But before that, I was like, oh my God.
Dude, if you can handle that, you can handle anything after that, right?
Yeah, I got pretty confident after that because I was surprisingly not really nervous during the whole process. Of course, you get nervous before actually singing the song, but during the whole process, I was so confident. I was just enjoying. I have to tell you, that was the happiest 2 months of my life.
Because you're born to do this. That's what's up, right? Album in the works. Obviously, Snap. We're going to play Snap later on, by the way. But I'm told you have an album in the works. And I think it's a funny line you said, that you promised the album's not going to be a bajillion versions of Snap, right?
Yeah, I promise you that.
Talk about if it's why not, right? But talk about this album. What can you say? I mean, it's probably like how finished is it?
I have to tell you a funny thing though.
Oh, please.
I promised no more versions, but Snap Italian is coming out this Friday. One more version. I promise is the last one.
Why don't put it? How many versions in total will there?
I think it's gonna be the 6th one. So we have a snap pack. It's like an EP or like an album on Spotify, and we just like keep adding stuff to it. Just like low key, you know.
How many languages do you speak? Now, granted, some of these I know you learn the song in another language and sing it, but how many languages do you speak?
I speak 3 languages: Armenian, English, and Russian. But I can sing in a lot of languages.
Man, so the album is Snap is doing its thing. You know, obviously multiple languages and whatnot. The album. Is it like 50% done, 0% done? What do you?
I am doing a lot of writing sessions. I'm here basically for that.
Right.
I wrote in Stockholm with Max Mertens, songwriters and producers. That was wonderful. I think it's 50% there. It's getting more finished day by day, because every day I write a song, and every day I'm like, oh my God, this is gonna be on the album for sure. I'm so happy with how this process is going. I'm also planning to co-produce it, sit down with the producer in the room and just like get it down in that one moment with them, and put everything that I can out of my head, and kind of, I don't know, I really want to co-produce the album too.
It seems like this, all these songs, and every song is better than the last. At a certain point, you're going to have to sit down, like you said, and just decide who makes it and who doesn't.
Yeah.
Which is I hear that is so difficult because you're close to all the tracks, right?
It is difficult. Every track that I write, every line that I write, especially the songs that I wrote alone, are very intimate for me. Because during the sessions, it's not only you, your feelings, your thoughts. It's like a collaboration. You're creating it with other people, and of course, their life experience also affects the lyrics or the melodies. But it's hard to kind of like say no to the songs that I wrote alone, because these are the songs that I wrote while I was freaking, like while I was snapping, while I was in my room, just, doing it, getting it out of my heart.
Okay, I hear the story. Your TikTok, your social media, at one point it was, just probably a normal social media account, not that many followers, obviously. I heard like 5K or whatever. And then obviously Snap comes along and, everything goes crazy. Did you have that moment? Because I've heard these stories, and maybe it applies to you, maybe it doesn't, but I've heard so many stories how artists will upload a song to TikTok. Don't think anything of it, they just put it up because, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And they always, the stories I hear, they take a nap. Then they wake up and the world has changed. Is that a similar experience to you, or was your experience different?
My experience was different. I didn't wake up famous, I got 100 views on my first videos, and then during Eurovision, of course, it blew up, but not 10 millions at once. No, we slowly got to the point where we are very happy with our TikTok, with how it's doing, and we're very confident using that platform as promotion, because that's what it is for artists, right?
Ain't that the truth?
That's why we do it. I'm not a fan of TikTok, but I'm using it because I have to, and it's giving me very good promotion opportunities. So.
It's like it's part of the
Thank you, TikTok.
It's like going to a job like gotta go bake the bread. It's like TikTok is kind of that. I mean, it is. I mean, it's just such a big platform. It's crazy, right?
It is crazy.
Weirdest place. Your fans are lovely, wonderful people, but sometimes people have crazy requests. Weirdest place you've been asked to take a selfie.
So I was doing Eurovision party in Poland. It's like it was after Eurovision. I think it was in July, and I got invited to Poland to sing Snap. And the place that I was performing didn't have a separate bathroom for artists.
So you're just...
So I had to, every time I wanted to go to the bathroom, and there's a lot of, there's a crowd. I needed to pass through that crowd And while I was like trying to get to bathroom, a lot of people were like, "Oh my God, Rosa Linn, let's take a selfie." And I'm like standing there dying to get there, you know. And I was like, while I was in the bathroom, I was like, you know, washing my hands or whatever. I was praying, "Oh my God, please, you know, don't let anyone recognize me, like, at this point. Like, I don't want to see them going, like,
whipping on a
while
phone
I'm
in the
washing
bathroom.
my hands in the bathroom."
Dude, I've heard so many stories. Artists, I mean, I've asked this question over like years, and so many times it's people just, I've had, you know, fans slip photos underneath stall doors, you know, like if you want an autograph, which that doesn't happen very often, obviously. But it should be like a rule. No selfies in the bathroom.
Yeah,
but it's going to happen forever. I don't know. Rosa, of course, Snap has taken off in the early stages, obviously, but, you know, God, the sky's the limit for you. I assume at some point, if not already, tour talks must be happening, right? I get, just by the grin on your face, these things are already moving. What can you say about future or upcoming tour things?
I hope that we finish the album very soon, and I really want to tour next year, like in spring or summer. And I want to be able to sing the songs of the album, you know, because I already, while writing the songs, I already, you know, picture singing them in front of the crowd. We are definitely going to Europe, and of course we're going to have some dates in the US, but I don't know any exact dates. But this morning I got a very, very exciting news, but I can't.
It's top secret stuff.
Yeah, it's top secret stuff. In August, there's going to be an amazing thing for me.
Ooh.
You know, it's a dream come true.
If you're listening on the radio, her face, you're lighting up as you give me this sort of top secret tease and whatnot. Is performing in front of a live crowd, I mean, that's got to be the biggest rush of all things you do, right? I mean, just
that's why I do what I do. Because especially like during this times when I got to perform for a lot of people, and I, you know, hearing people sing back to me was like my goal as an artist, as a songwriter, as a musician. And I was like, well, maybe if I keep doing this for 5 years, 10 years, I'll get to hear people sing my song. But that just happened on the first day when I was, singing at Eurovision pre-party in Israel, and then I did Netherlands, and then I did Spain, and every single person knew the song and they sang back to me, and I got chills. I couldn't, in Netherlands, it was like the biggest crowd, I think, and I couldn't stop like shaking for 30 minutes after I got off stage. So performing live, exchanging that energy and like the feelings and whatever you went through, exchanging the experiences with people at the same time. And it's not just like one person, it's a lot of people feeling the song at the same time while you're singing your heart out, and then they're like shouting. It's the best feeling in the world. It's like, it's the best. You're kind of like, you become one, you unite together and you feel that same thing. Like
a spiritual thing you're almost describing here, right?
Yeah.
To have lyrics you wrote like in your bedroom or basement or whatever, yelled back at you by strangers, basically. Yeah. It's got to be a feeling that says, I don't know how you duplicate that. That's just, yeah. You wrote Snap, which I'll play that in a couple of minutes, obviously. But I'm told you wrote Snap, like it came to you kind of quick, right?
Mm-hmm. The original idea of Snap came to me very quick because I was going through a very hard time for me. I wrote it when I was 19. I was in my bedroom. It was literally 4 a.m. I didn't lie. And I was scared. I was confused. I was heartbroken. I was tired of people telling me what to do, telling me that, the feelings that I had need to go away. You need to get over it. And I was at a snapping point. It was a mixture of a lot of negative feelings, and it really affected my mental health too. I was so depressed and I got anxiety and it's not going away yet.
Right.
So I'm trying to, my songwriting is kind of therapeutic for me. And that's how I wrote Snap. And June 22nd also, It's in the lyrics. It's a very life-changing day for myself too. That's when this whole process of me going through that cycle started.
Wow. Now, do you find songs that, or do you think songs, in your experience, if they come to you quick, that means that basically, do the good songs come to you quick? And if they take too long, do you shelf them and get back to them later, or what happens when the songs take up when they don't come quick?
I try to finish the song as quick as possible. The songs that come to you very fast and you kind of like write them very fast, they're always the most emotional. That they're always the ones that mean to you the most. Because when you're able to write a song in like 10 minutes, it means you feel a lot. It means that you need to just like write it down and turn the page because you're feeling so bad or like so happy or like you're overwhelmed with the feeling that you have. And it translates in the song. Like the listener can definitely tell that it's honest and very personal. But also it takes some time to then kind of like wait and listen back to it and then fix all the little things, because like when you're excited and you like keep talking and talking and talking and talking, it does like you let your feelings go. But when you read the lyrics back, let's say, they're not like the best ones, or because you can't control, you just let it out. But then you take time and polish the songs and make them personal and honest and good at the same time.
Wow, I'm a big fan of Michael Jackson, and he said some of the songs just feel like they come from God. They come from somewhere else, and you're sort of the vessel on those. Like that makes total sense what you're saying. Snap. Let's do this track, Rosa. I mean, you basically said how it hit you. What therapeutic to write it. What else do people need to know about this track? The track this track changed your life. Literally,
It did change my life. It's gonna stay with me forever, and I really appreciate that song. I used to say that, and it's not my strongest song. Why is it? Why is this one blowing up? I have much more to say, but right now I'm like, this song literally changed my life, and I think. What I really love about this song, I keep getting messages from all over the world, people, different ages, countries, religion. They're just like telling me that Snap means a lot to them, and I think in some cases it means a lot to them, like more than it means to me. And I just want to know. I just want to let everyone know that I read the texts. I might not answer to all of them, but I really appreciate, like I've read all the stories that I got. People who lost their loved ones, people who felt the happiest moments listening to my Snap. I read everything, and I really appreciate and thank you guys for sharing that stories with me.
Rosa, 2-part question. What do you consider your best performance ever? I mean, it was just about as perfect as it can get. Complete flip of that. What do you consider your worst? It was a hot mess. Give me both of those. Which, by the way, Duncan Lawrence, also from Eurovision, he told me that same question, he fell off the stage, I think is what he said, and the microphone went into his mouth.
Oh my!
Can you imagine that?
Oh my God!
So
was it? I'm glad it wasn't the grand final.
I don't think it was. I think it was just one of his shows. I think but good Lord,
Duncan. You can forgive him for that. He's great. I love him.
He
so can
cool.
do whatever he wants on stage. He can fall how many times he wants, as long as he's not, breaking anything.
Yeah, he's a special dude, as you are as well. But yeah, give me your best and worst.
Well, I'm not very. I didn't have a lot of shows yet, but I think I really messed up the jury show for Eurovision, and then I really sang it out on the grand live.
What was the screw up on the jury show? What happened? What went wrong?
I was just not feeling it. I was completely, and I was so mad at me after that. Everyone was like, that was great. But every time I get off stage, I feel very good, even though I didn't sing perfectly or whatever. I feel the energy, like I love it. I was like, ooh, that euphoria that you have after a performance. But that day there was just, I don't know, probably I was very nervous, a lot of stress. You go through a lot of stress. And during all that process, shooting the video, I kind of like, doing the promos and interviews and not having enough sleep, forgetting to eat. I think, I was handling myself like very, like no one could tell that I'm nervous. And I think on that day I was like, I lost it all,
right?
The control, and I just didn't feel that it's going great.
But on the grand finale, I mean, you did something right. I mean, look at you, Jesus! I think you said somewhere and I love this statement: the power of manifestation is real. And you went on to say, talk about that, because I am all in on that whole theory.
All my life as a kid, from Vanadzor, a small town in Armenia, just picture that.
Okay.
I'm very far from the music business. I'm alone. I'm 13-year-old. I have a small toy guitar. I don't even have a legit guitar with me. And I'm writing songs and picturing my career, creating this huge dream. And I was constantly daydreaming about it. I was constantly picturing. I was constantly imagining this whole thing, and like every day for years. And all that energy couldn't go to waste. It went somewhere, right? It went to the universe. And it came back to me as a reward. It came back to me as, this day, or like Snap Success or Eurovision, or being a successful artist right now. And, I really believe in that. I really believe that if you have a big dream, and if you really stay true that dream, you don't bend ever. You don't break, you don't give up. But it doesn't mean that you only imagine it. You work harder than anyone else. I had to work harder than anyone else in the US, in the Europe, everyone, because the odds were against me. I was in Armenia. Like, there are no labels, few producers that are not even I didn't even know. I didn't know anyone. I didn't have money. Like, my family is just middle, class family. Like, you don't get anything. And I don't know how, I definitely got a lucky star because I was at the right time, at the right place. And I got discovered by Tamar, my manager. And we just started working together, and we got here. It's, wow. I don't know where I would be if I didn't sing at that festival, in another small town in Armenia with my band, 3-4 years ago. God,
and if somebody would have said, pick somebody that's not going to be in the music industry, they'd have said, this girl in Armenia, she's never, what are the chances?
Yes.
Yet here you are. You don't know this about me, but I am obsessed with the paranormal. Ghost, UFOs, all this stuff. I've got a podcast called Paranormal-ish. I mean, a lot of people say I'm off the deep end with this stuff, and it's not just around Halloween. It's all the time. Have you ever had any sort of paranormal encounter or something you think that might be considered paranormal? If you don't, that's fine.
Is paranormal. I'm paranormal.
What do you mean?
I don't think I really did, but as a kid, I was so afraid. I had this big mirror right in front of my bed that I was sleeping.
Right.
And I was having nightmares. I'm talking 6-year-old, 7-year-old. I was so scared. I would not sleep with the light off in my bedroom for a long time. So when I was watching, and my brother loved, showing me some creepy stuff and let's watch this I don't know, horror movie. I was like, no, I hate them. No, you're gonna watch it with me because it's fun. And then I wouldn't be able to sleep for years. So thanks bro.
Thanks bro for watching The Conjuring when she was 7 years old. Hey, you're going to be on tour at some point, we're traveling now, obviously. Would you ever consider, and I don't have a plan, there's just a question, but would you ever consider staying in one of the haunted rooms? Because most hotels have a history and a story, and there's that one room. Guess what happened in there? Guess what people see in there? Would you stay in that room?
I already am struggling with anxiety.
So that'd be a big old fat. Everybody tells me no, by the way. Everybody.
Yeah, no. If I wasn't alone, if I could take Tamar, because she's even more scared. I think she's like it's easy to get her scared. So I'd stay with her.
Okay, here's my if you guys ever stay in or see something along the lines of paranormal activity, whatever, kind of bank it in your brain and let me know next time I see you. Like, oh my God, guess what happened?
I'll let you know. I'll just like text you on Instagram.
Perfect. All right.
Guess what?
Rosa, this track, Snap, of course, is huge, which led you to this record deal. And I want you to think, I think you signed it, just earlier this year, right? Columbia?
Yeah, August.
Okay, so this is such a big deal for an artist. Talk about the actual day. Who was there? Was it a virtual signing? Were you in an office? Was it a pen you signed with? Like, who was hanging out? Give me that moment, because I just picture that being such a deal for an artist.
It was the lamest signing
Crap.
of a record deal ever.
Nothing?
Because my cousin was getting married in Russia, and I had to fly over to Russia for like 2 days, and I love my cousin, but I didn't like that my time there. And I got a call from Tamar. She's like, "We need to sign this contract now." I'm like, "Really?" Like now? And I just like signed it. I didn't even sign it. I just like e-signed it. It's not even like a physical thing.
Like, it seems like you signed like you're at a drive-through at a fast food joint. You're like,
literally that. You're just like, I don't know, no champagne, no one around me. It's kind of like my whole career just like started on Zoom online,
right. You need to have a celebration date.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
We should definitely do it.
Oh my goodness.
We have a lot to celebrate. Like yesterday I was talking to my other manager, Alex Salibia, and I was like, dude, we have to celebrate. We need to take a break I need to take a break from work, and I just like want to have one day with you guys, just like celebrating everything that we did, because we did huge stuff.
Amen to that. Rosa, of course, you're from Armenia.
I am.
I've never been to Armenia. The impossible question: describe Armenia, like and where you're from, and what are the similarities to? I live in LA. This countdown goes across the country and some international spots as well. But for me, like, what's it like? Is it similar? How similar to LA? How different to LA? I mean, what can you say?
Absolutely nothing is similar to LA.
That's a fair
other
point.
than a lot of Armenians living in LA.
Right. Good times.
Describe Armenia. Armenia, it has great nature. It has a lot of mountains, and I really miss the mountains. This open sky is really killing me in LA. I need mountains. It has the most amazing water in the world. You can literally drink from any source of water that you see. You can drink it, and it's gorgeous.
Don't do that in LA.
Yes.
Ugh.
No, never. It has amazing food. It's so tasty. I can't even describe. It has a lot of the people are very warm. Like it's like everyone's like homey, you feel so comfortable, you feel so welcomed. Friendship is like a legit family friend. It's French. When you say a friend, you mean it. It's a friend. That person's gonna be in your life forever. Family is very united and together. What else?
I think you kind of said it. I mean, that's just wow.
I have to say one more. It has suffered a lot.
Yeah.
It's Armenia is very ancient, and throughout the history of my nation, like we've seen the genocide, we've seen a lot of wars. Everyone was just kind of like wanting us to disappear. They just like didn't want us. But I'm very proud that we're still standing strong. Even though we got smaller and smaller and smaller, and we are kind of currently getting smaller because there's literally a war going on in my country. So I'm proud of my nation because we stand strong, and we will. no one can get us, try us.
Yeah. Where do you go back quite often? Do you still call, is Armenia home, or do you have a place in the States, or?
Yeah, I think it will be my home, forever. I'm here for work. I'm gonna go back when I have a chance. I'm just gonna go back home and spend time with my family and friends.
The love you have for your home, it just oozes out of you. Before I play number one, you mentioned your family and your friends and that crew you had, growing up. What do they think about the success? And it's early in your career. You get the sky's the limit. What do they think? What's their reaction to what's going on with you right now?
They love it. They're very proud. I'm a very, very lucky person with my, I have the most amazing parents in the world. They were doing everything to give me good life and to give my brother a good life. And my dad is like, he's always bragging out about me. He's like, this is my daughter. She did this. Listen to this song. This demo is amazing. Or he always watches every single video that's out there, that has my face in it. He watched everything. And my mom, she's the biggest critic in my life in a good way. And she always told me, you're good, but you're not. You can be better. You're not your best self. And she pushed me to work and work and work hard. And that's the reason why I got here. And my brother always supported me. He never told me to not do something. And Armenia is a conservative country. And my brother always supported me. He never told me don't dress this way, or blah, 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 blah. Don't go, it's the most amazing family. And my friends, I didn't see any envy from them, and which is very rare, because when your life is changing fast and you're all of a sudden, you have all this attention and success, people can just leave you. But I'm very proud to say that 99% of the people that were close to me stayed with me, and more than that, are supporting me when I'm very tired. And they're like, you have to go there and be the ambassador of all of us.
Now, our last question on this, are the community, have they kind of rallied around you too? Just that's her. She's from us. She's us, and she's doing it.
Yeah. I get a very, very great support from Armenia, from everyone. I see Armenians and friends riding and driving their car and hearing the song on the radio and sending it to me. Oh my God, Rosa Linn, it feels so good to see an Armenian artist to hear an Armenian artist on the radio, and I get that every day. I'm so lucky.
What else do people need to know about you before you take off?
I want them to know that I'm trying my best to stay true to who I was before all this success, and every day I look in the mirror and I tell myself, breathe in, breathe out. You're still Rosa Kostandian, not Rosa Linn. It's your stage name, and I hope that people can see it, that I'm honest and I'm giving my everything and I'm sacrificing everything for music and for them.
Love it. Thank you for hanging out.
Thank you so much.
Rosa,
it was fun.
At the end of every interview, fist bump to make it official. Get a little bam!